Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of the Super Otome. What are we calling ourselves? Super Otome World, right? Right? Am I
Yeah.
okay? I had a moment. I had an old lady moment
Oh
of
no.
forgetfulness. But welcome back to our wonderful podcast where we're going to fangirl all over the place about Otome and other similar romancy things because that's what we do.
Why
Um,
not?
so today we are going to kind of go over and discuss the next two episodes of My Next Life as a Villainess. Full title is My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom. So this is going to be episode 4 and 5. So just to kind of, this is kind of like, I guess, the next step. So they're, I guess I can't say adults, they're like 15. So they're not really adults, but details.
They're
Um,
officially
they're
teens.
not children. Well, they're children, but they're teenagers. Okay. They're teenagers. So that's this is pretty much when everything picks up. But since they're changing of age, that also means we get voice actor changes. So all of their previous voice actors, I believe all of them as children were voiced by women. That's usually pretty common. Um, but now we have the actual boys voicing the boys and not girls voicing the little kids. So first up on the chopping block for their voice actor is Gerardo, and he is voiced by Shota Aoi, and I love him. I love Shota so much, and he is pretty much in a lot of things, like a lot. If he's not voice acting an actual character, he's probably doing something of music. The main song, ending song. I mean, he does the ending song for this anime, so he's everywhere.
He's multi-talented.
He is multi-talented because usually the types of voices that he does are usually, I mean, if you've watched Udo no Prince Sama, he does I from Udo no Prince Sama, and he has a very, I don't want to say high pitched, but he has a very angelic voice. It's very soft and it's not manly. Um so he also does he's in Sukiuda the animation. He's a character called Rui. And he also has a very same kind of voice as I
Right,
mean,
soft spoken.
soft spoken. He actually does also, if you're playing was it Taisho X Alice, right?
Yeah,
Taisho. He does Snow White and that. And if you've been playing that game at all or seen any streams or previews, soft spoken again. So very, very a lot of soft spoken, but he has a deeper voice in this one, and I can greatly appreciate it. I when I first heard it, and I was like, "Is that Shota? No way!" I was like, "Someone's lying to me," but it is. It's him,
he's
and
kind of doing the same voice he did for Marshall number 4, though, is Tsubasa, though. I kind of feel like it's sort of that same kind of tone, though.
it's been a while, so I'd probably have to rewatch an episode just to hear his voice because I feel like marginal number 4, that was the one with
Unicorn
Unicorn Junior,
Jr.
right? Because he's in Unicorn Junior, right?
Yep,
That's
he's the
his.
main lead.
Okay. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, because I don't think I remember connecting the dots. But he's also in Magic Q and Renaissance, and he does Monet, which
Hmm.
is the type of character that he's. I feel like gets defaulted to. So it's really nice that he's not doing either some sort of lolly type character or cute type character or a soft spoken, like I'm just quiet and like it's just that's how most of his characters. So it's nice to see him kind of play an angsty character, and it kind of makes me excited. It definitely makes me excited.
He's the anime ASMR. Like in every single show, you have ASMR a little bit with him. He's
I
always soft
guess
spoken.
we need the ASMR. Call Shota. Tell him we need him. So that's Gerald or Gerardo, or I don't know what his name is. There's two different names for I think most of these characters, or different spellings. So I don't know, because I think even with Katarina, some of them spell it with a C, some of them spell it with a K. So I don't know what the official spelling is. The next boy up is Keith, and let me get him pulled up. And Keith is, forgive me for okay, mispronouncing any of these names, because I am terrible at names. He is voiced by Tetsuya Kakihara.
Good job.
Yay! And he actually plays everyone's favorite boy. I mean, I wouldn't say everyone's favorite boy, but I feel like everyone loves Shin from Amnesia. You just can't not
Of
love
course.
him. So I would say that's probably one of his most notable ones, especially just because of how, I don't even know how old Amnesia is. It's been around for a hot minute. He also is in B Project, and he's Momotaro, and I love him. He's the one with the pink hair and the two colored eyes. He's in Moons. I love that character. Then let's see, and I really like his voice. His voice is very, I don't know, it's relaxing.
It is.
It's just very nice. He also, if you're into gaming or non-Otome gaming, he is Prompto from Final Fantasy 15, which is my favorite. Also Victor
Victor Frankenstein
from Code Realize, and we all love it. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of he also does Natsu. That's different from Fairy Tail.
Yeah, I didn't realize that at all.
That, I can't connect that at all. Holy crap, I had no idea. That is, yeah, okay. See, the range. Mm-hmm. Especially when you look through these titles, and I'm just scrolling through, I'm like, man, he's been in so much.
I know, right? Me too.
And it's like, holy crap. You can't even no, he can't even
No way.
Yes way.
He's gonna be the voice of Kiro.
Kiro?
He's the voice of Kiro from Mr.
Oh!
Lovechoice. No way.
That's actually, I think, okay, I remember the preview they made, and it was not a long preview, but I think I can make the connection if I remember. I'd have to re-listen to that. He's in Nambaka. I didn't even realize that. He's Uno.
Yeah, he's also an exorcist. He's in lots of stuff.
Yeah, it's like a never-ending scrolling with these voice actors. Oh, Shinku Nightblood. There we go. Oh, he doesn't play. I thought it was the main guy.
He's also in Show by Rock. Yay, bud.
Oh, I love Show by Rock so much.
I know, right? So good.
So that's Keith and his voice actor history a lot. So the next voice actor is of Alan Stewart, and Alan is voiced by, can anyone guess? Anyone? I'll tell you. And I will butcher his name like I always do. It's Tatsuhisa Suzuki. He's Ramaru from Urano Prince Sama. That's easy. I can say that one. He's Ramaru. He's also Noctis and Final Fantasy 15. He's everywhere. He's also has his own band called Ode Coldex. Oh yeah, he's in Dance with Devils. He's Rowan. He's everywhere. He's in Dial Lovers. It's insane. Oh, he's in Dream Festival. I didn't know that. Oh, he plays one of the older guys, their senpais, I guess, the ones they look up
and
to.
He is also my favorite one of my favorite characters in the semi anime that we all know about, Makoto
Yeah, he is.
Tachibana.
And I told her, I was like, I can't connect the two. like what we normally hear him in Makoto. Like they don't make sense to me. Like
Yeah, I
it's
could
mind
not
blowing.
connect it.
Like I never would have known unless I actually looked or someone was like, "Hey, guess what?" And I was like, "No way, no way."
I know, me either. It does not sound like the same at all. Even I was
No.
surprised finding that it was like Rowan too, because I can tell when it's like Rowan and like, oh, he's also in Servamp for all you people who like it.
Apparently, the very
Tsubaki.
few who like it, because apparently there's not a lot of us that do, but I do. We do.
See, this is our we're friends.
Oh, he's also Bon from Seven Deadly Sins.
I still haven't watched that yet.
It's I can't remember where I left off, so I don't know how I'm going to figure that out. It's going to be hard. But yeah, he yet again has another extremely much like with Shota, he's either in an anime singing something, doing a song. I mean, cuz he also does the songs, the opening and closings, I think, for free.
Does he?
Technically it's Old Codex that does them. It's not him, but it's his band that does it that he's in. They do the songs for.
He's also in
free.
Kuroko no Basket.
I haven't seen that. I know I think I watched like 1 or 2 episodes like 6 years ago, and he's in Yume 100. There's a lot of boys in Yume 100. There's a lot, but it's a good show. I highly recommend. It's on High Dive if you want to watch it. Anyway, moving on. Getting back on track. Our next bachelor is Nicol. Nicol, let me get you up and butcher your name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I could try. Let me see.
Okay.
This voice actor is Matsuoka Yoshitsugu. Yeah.
That's not bad. That's better than me. I was like, that's usually what I do. Let's see. So yeah, he's in. He. I freaked out a little bit because he's one of my favorite characters, and I struggled with a lot of saying this name. Haru Machine Gun is the English name. He is Yukimura, which he's kind of a big pervert, but that kind of makes it just all the better. He's in, just scrolling. Let's see. I tried to watch the anime and I never finished it. There's a game called Blade and Soul. It's a free-to-play online game, but they also made an anime for it. It didn't feel like it was anything like the game, but that happens a lot. Oh, he's in Code Geass. I try to watch Code Geass. Don't hate me. I just couldn't get into it. Oh, he's a certain character. I don't know what he is. I don't understand. There's a lot of Code Geass, and it gets confusing. Oh, he's in Devil's Line. He's the main character in Devil's Line. That's a very interesting anime. It's a little edgy.
Yeah, and he's also in Star Mew. He is the guy in the other team that's against Team Hiragi. With the pink haired.
Not red hair.
I thought it was red, okay?
Pink.
I'm colorblind, okay? He's also Kirito Kazagaya, or whatever you pronounce his name, from Sword Art Online. Kirito.
Oh, he's also in Devils and Realist, but Cartwright Satiri? I haven't watched it. I need to watch it. I've been meaning to watch it because it looks really, really, really good. I don't know if you've ever read a description called, what was it called again? Devils is a real, or now I've lost it. Oh, there it is. Devils and Realists. Yeah. I mean,
and I guess he was in Servamp too.
Was he? I haven't gotten
Belgia yet. I don't remember who that was.
Not that far yet. Hello.
You haven't finished it yet?
No, I'm trying to scroll to it.
Oh.
No, I was trying to scroll to it. No, I've totally finished that. I think I seasoned watched that. I don't know why I can't find it. Whatever. Oh, there it is. Oh, I don't remember who that. I think he's a bad guy.
Probably.
That was a bad guy. Probably.
He looks like one.
Oh, and shocker, he's in Yume 100. They're probably all in Yume 100. And does a whole bunch of theme songs and closing songs, and Yeah. Oh, apparently he published a manga called CV Ore.
Oh.
Apparently he did the story. Never heard of it. But I think that's it for in these episodes. They're now going to high school. You see Katarina going on a carriage with Keith all the way to the high school, which is, I guess, a high school for nobles to learn how to use their magical powers, which Katarina has none. She can make land bumps. That's about it. Um, but pretty much in these two episodes, I feel like you don't really have to talk about each individual episodes because they kind of mesh very well, like as one part.
I agree.
Because essentially what happens between these two episodes is they go to high school. Majority of the boys, or at least Keith and Geordo, say that they ran into the non-noble girl with rare light magic, and she's choking on her spit. She's choking on her sweets when she's having tea with them, and she's like commenting how I'm gonna like prevent my doom, what is going on, what am I gonna do. And then she starts another garden. Shocker. Garden, quote unquote. She's growing vegetables again. But apparently she's allowed to, but I don't know if she's twisted her words of what she's
Well, I know
actually
she
doing.
asked if she could like make a flower garden, because I remember the maid was like,
isn't this supposed to
what
be
are
flowers?
you doing?
Oh, that's right. And she's like, oh yeah,
flowers.
they'll start as flowers and then turn into vegetables.
She's like, don't let them know this is a vegetable garden.
Yep. Let's see. And then she pretty much tries to find ways to get closer to MC, or AKA Maria Campbell. Because I guess at the school, the top performing students become part of the student council. And she is one of the top performers, so she's in the student council. So she spends most of her time eating sweets, drinking tea in the student council room. Oh, I forgot to put the student council president in my slide. No! I forgot about him. Where is he at? He's not even on Mal as like a character I can click on. No, I can click on him, but there is no voice actors linked to him. His name is Duke Sirius. Clever name. But he's
a serious duke.
He's a serious duke. He is I think he's a grade above them, and he essentially, I think, will kind of have like a side character kind of charm to him. So because that's what he kind of seems, because he's not labeled as like a main character, he's labeled as like a side character. So but I think he will definitely be part of her quote unquote potential doom, so to say. But I mean, that's really that episode. I think one of my favorite parts is when they're walking to school and Keith says that he ran into Maria, and she freaks out and starts like quizzing him and like pinning him against the wall and just quizzing the crap out of him. And she's like, what did you do? How did it happen? Because she's always comparing things to the game, because this is pretty much when the game starts, is when they go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And in the game, he is a playboy, but now he is not. But she still thinks he will still do the same thing. So she's like, did you flirt with her? Did you do inappropriate things? And he just like freaks out. And he's like about to pass out. And then she starts shaking him. And then their maid is like, I think you need to calm down, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've
I
broke
think
him.
Keith's had enough.
He's broken. So
it was actually pretty much just the whole thing. It was really funny because like how she was so like devoted on like thinking, okay, this is where the game starts. I gotta avoid my doom flags. I gotta like be on my guard constantly now. Right. And so like she's like, and then whenever she picks up something, like she doesn't realize how much she's changed in the story already. Like when Geordo was talking about like meeting her for the first time, the main character Maria, she was like all embarrassed that she was climbing a tree, right? Yeah. And then he's like, it wasn't anything new anymore, to me. And then she's like, I took she's ruining all of the what were they called? The encounters for
Mhm.
Maria to actually have like a love start forming with these guys by
Yeah.
accidentally coming into it because she's just like she's so dumb.
She is really dumb. She just like takes action, and it's really funny because what's one of the ones that she does? There's two of them that she does where she takes it
There's
away.
quite a few of them actually. There's the one with um Geordo saving her from being bullied, Maria from being bullied by those kids,
Yeah, and
those
she
people
yeah, and she
with
eats the
with the
sweets.
sweets.
Mhm.
And then there's the one where she saves they're both with Maria, where she saves Maria again from being bullied, and it's supposed to be Keith's romantic love time, and he's supposed to save her with like a big giant
Oh,
gnome or whatever
that's
they're
right. Yeah,
called,
yeah, and that's when
the
she said,
golem.
yeah, and that's what she calls her, what calls her by her first name, and it's kind of like they become friends. Like that's the moment where they actually become friends.
Hmm. And then I think there was one
Yeah, there
more.
was the part where, oh crap, now I've lost it. I just had it. Oh, there was the fire one, and that was supposed to be she took that moment away. Gerardo had fire magic, so he uses his fire magic to like scare them away, but she just
Yeah, that was
stands.
with
Cause oh, one
when did
girl's
that one
right.
happen?
Wait, cause I
No,
just
that's
remember.
the one with Keith. That's the one with
Oh,
Keith, where the girl is like using her fire magic, and Keith saves her from the fire magic. The one with Giordo is the one with the
oh,
sweets
that's
falling
right,
on the fur. And
right.
then I think there was. Did she steal one moment from Alan with Maria too?
I don't think so. There was a part where they're looking at the grades, and that was supposed to be like a moment, but I don't think it was a Maria moment.
Yeah, no, because she already changed it because he was no longer inferior to his older brother Giordo.
Right, because she was worried
So
about him not having a good score, and he's like, it's all right, it's cool, and she's like, oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
it's
because in
almost
the
like
game,
she's written him off a little bit because I feel like she's not too concerned with him. I feel like she's more concerned, um, with Alan and his relationship with Mary, right?
I think
No.
so. Yeah, which is so funny too because like she's totally oblivious to the fact that Mary really, really, really.
Maria and
Oh my
Sophia could care
god.
less about their beach rolls and just want to go for Katarina, to be honest,
Yeah.
which is hilarious. Um, but I thought there was another moment that she had. Oh, I guess it was technically Keith had. It was supposed to be his moment of like charm with her, because she drops her handkerchief and he picks it up and he like chases her down. He's like, "Hey, baby," like in the game, but like now in the anime or now, he just like picks up and he goes, "Hey, you dropped this,"
Yeah,
and
because
like
he's no longer a playboy.
right,
She
she
changed his
right.
personality.
So she pretty much changed the personality of Alan and Keith, and now to the point where they don't have the moments that they originally were going to have. And then she took the moments that could still have happened from Gerardo and, um, no, yeah, Keith.
Yeah, no, for Giardo, like, yeah, because like the thing is, like, she's like, what's the just from how she changed the story and everything like that, their personalities are very different. So like Giordo, like he's like somebody who's very easily like influenced, it looks like, by like, something interests him. Oh, that's where he's gonna go for,
Mm-hmm.
And so because like she interested him before for making him laugh, because she climbs trees, she's a weirdo and all that kind of stuff. When Mary did that, climbing the tree thing, she's like, it wasn't anything I haven't seen before. And
Right, it
like,
was
even
no
like
big
Keith was
deal.
agreeing with him there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, she's just a nice girl," Keith said when they were talking about the handkerchief, stuff like that, because he's no longer a playboy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's just really really funny. Also, to point out, I remember they were talking about in the beginning of the episode too. She tried to convince Giordo because her scar is no longer there.
Oh yeah, and she keeps telling him like, if you want to call off the marriage, just let me know. And he's like, absolutely not.
And she's like, I don't get why he doesn't want to break off the engagement, you
I
know?
almost feel like it's made him like her more because she kind of is playing hard to get.
Hmm.
And I feel like he enjoys that because now that he's not as, I guess, a dark heart, he's more of like, I don't want to say a playboy, but more of a flirt with her. You know what I mean? Like
He's a cat. He likes to play cat and mouse.
right, he wants to play cat and mouse, but only with her. Because like when he invites her over to his room to have like tea and sweets, she comes, but then Keith tags along, and you can just see his eyebrows like, oh, why are you here?
He's like, I told the maids to let me know whenever you made any kind of movement or anything like that. You can't trust
Yep.
my sister with you.
Yep. I love it. I think that's he will never have a moment of alone with Katerina, and because of her brother, because I think that's kind of amazing. So from, I guess, the other part in episode 5 is she randomly decides to tell Keith to she tells Keith that they need to protect her, and he's like, yeah, we can protect her together. And I'm pretty sure he says that just so he can like have something to do with Katerina. Like he doesn't care what it is, but he's like, I'll do it for you. And she's like, yay, because she's stupid and doesn't understand, because she wants to get closer to Maria. But then they go to the countryside so she can look at a farm, a real
That's in the
farm.
next episode. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, really, girl, you're gonna spend your day off going to a farm, and she looks like she's having the day of her life, and she even gets like free seedlings and everything. So, but then it turns up into they're in the same town or near the same town as Maria.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, Keith mentions it. So then they go to town and try to find Maria. So then we get a lot more backstory about Maria. We
I
find
feel so
out.
sorry for her
I
too.
know, like it's almost like a typical main character in an Otome game, though. There's always something going on where it's like gives them some sort of drama to be able to be like attract the boys to be like, oh, but I'll take care of you. You know what I mean? There's always
Mm-hmm.
something. And I feel like this is like her crutch, because it's actually kind of interesting when you think about it. She had, I don't want to say crutch, maybe not that, but she has this sad backstory, and like Katerina doesn't have a bad backstory. She's just this crazy nutball, and everyone just wants to be with her because she's this crazy nutball. So
Mm-hmm.
it's almost interesting that the person who, quote unquote, in a lot of these types of animes would be the wet paper bag, aka Maria would be the wet paper bag. She actually has a
Mm-hmm.
much better personality because I feel like it's not focused on her as much.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, and I also am just gonna throw this out. So you remember like the last episode we watched too, when it showed like the screen cap from like the game, Maria had no eyes. And if you
Mm.
realize in the game now, her eyes are the same color as Katarina's.
Oh, that is
So I
interesting.
wonder if they got the eye color idea, like when she got transferred to this world, if like just she got eyes because of like,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly, you're the main character girl, so she got the same eye color as Katarina kind of thing. I found that was pretty
Because
cool. I didn't
Katarina
realize it.
played the game, and it's kind of
Hmm.
like almost like Katarina self-inserting into Maria as the
Yeah,
player, but she's also now a
her own
character.
person.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Good catch on that. I never would
I
have.
know, right?
Never would have caught it. But so we learned pretty much Maria is teased. I mean, even when at the school, when she has those moments of saving her, she's constantly being teased because she's not of noble birth, but she has light magic, and so everyone thinks that she's an illegitimate child of some noble or some well known noble in her town because of the type of magic that she has.
And it looks like her
Um,
dad leaves her too. Like based on like, we see like in the flashbacks she has a dad or at least some guy figure is inside the house with them.
mm-hmm,
And then now when we see them, like there's no guy figure, and like even when she was like looking back to when after she figured out her light magic, he disappeared. And then the
mm-hmm,
mother was like saying that she was dealing with stuff of her own. And I'm like
yeah,
really wondering like what was she dealing with at that time?
yeah.
They didn't really clarify it that much, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in the before this all happened, Katerina had mentioned something about her making sweets, And she's like, well, how'd you know? And she's like, oh, the kitchen maid told me. She says that you're in there sometimes. And I guess she used to bake, but then stopped baking because it like reminded her of like her past life, and she just couldn't bring herself to do it. But it felt like her mom was like, oh my gosh, my daughter's doing something that she stopped doing because of she was sad, and now she's doing it again, and she's more happier. And um so I kind of like that. And then Katerina and Style, she decides to fix up their little mini vegetable garden just
Yeah, and her
because she has
in
no
favor for
life.
the sweets.
Yeah. So I thought that was quite hilarious. And then,
Before they made it to Maria's house, they did encounter those two mean girls who were, who
oh yeah, they're
went ahead
like,
and
right, and they were like, hey, because it was they were like, hey, well, who's her real father? And Katarina's like, I don't understand what you mean by it at all. And she didn't catch on, but Keith steps in. He just pretty much tells them to f off. So
he throws on his princely face and he was like,
yep.
we're gonna go.
He's like, I look charming, don't I? I'm gonna need you to scram and get on out. So they run away, but even because I guess since they saw her walking towards her house, she must just know like what the real secret is with Maria, and it's almost like they wanted dirt to like spread around the village, which it seemed like most of the village like the older people, they seem to really like Cat or like Maria and have no issues with her. It just seems like it's the younger kids that seem to like
hmm
want the gossip and want to make it worse.
And it's like it's a shame too, because Maria definitely seems like a really nice, person. I
Mm-hmm.
remember like yeah, she was even like willing to help like Katerina with her schooling, being like a
Yeah.
really smart student because she placed two after
Mm-hmm.
Giordo. So she's really, really smart,
Right.
for being somebody who's not even a noble birth. That's pretty amazing if you think about it.
Right.
And
Especially with the world setting that they have.
mhm. She's such a sweetheart, and then they're being so mean to her and she cried and it really hit home when she started crying. Like when she
Mm-hmm.
was like, I made a friend from like the first episode and then this one, when we were seeing her cry over like in the flashback, when she was giving the cookies and they totally rejected the cookies that she made for them and she was crying, saying, I just wanted somebody to notice me. Anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was so heartfelt. I felt so bad for her.
Yeah. It is really sad because even like today, like this stuff happens still, and it's I feel like everyone can relate to a situation like that in some way, shape, or form. Like even if it's not obviously exactly the same, but we've all
hmm
been through something where it's like, man, just why it just sucks. And it's like you
Yeah.
just need that person to say something positive to you and just be like, thank you. Thank you for being a nice person, and thank you for lifting my spirits. And that's
Yeah.
essentially, I mean, Katarina has done that for every single character, essentially. She's made every character better. She's made every character happier. Um, so she's really like, I almost feel like why is she still concerned about potentially having a bad ending in her life, either being killed or exiled? I feel like the
hmm
only way she's going to get exiled is because her mom's going to kick her out of the house because she keeps freaking gardening. But like her mom, I love her mom. I feel like she is like one of the best side characters in this whole anime. But also at the same time, it's like, what if they throw us a curveball? You know what I mean? Like I feel like this anime could do absolutely anything to us. But
Oh yeah.
and so I think it's progressing very interest. Like it's still you're still getting character development, even though we're like in episode 5 right now. We're almost halfway through the anime, and we're still
hmm
getting pretty decent character development as well as story development, which I don't think is that common. Usually it's they throw you all these characters at you all at once at the beginning, and then it's like they start talking about the show, and it's like is that it? Like, do I get to learn more? And it's like you just have to hope for the best that you
Yeah.
understand what's happening and why characters are acting the way that they are. Because I feel like it's very normal. Like Geordo, he cat and mouse, like you said, with Katerina. Keith, he wants to tag along and protect his sister no matter where she is or what she's doing. He will do absolutely everything. He could care less about anyone else. And then there's Alan, and I don't know, I feel like he may be a wild card. I feel like he still has some potential to do something. I don't want to say chaos, but just um, make it. I mean, he
Keep
has to
things
have a
up.
moment.
Oh ho ho ho.
Lord. But I feel like he could do. I mean, he could potentially cause some sort of. I don't want to say drama, but like, I feel like the only thing that's gonna make her life bad is by like the boys arguing and potentially her getting in a situation and someone sees her and it's like, oh, gotta tell Gerardo she was, hanging out with Nicol and like it looked a little spicy. And but I feel like that's gonna be really, but I don't even think that she would realize she would do that. So then she'd just be like, hey, and yeah, I don't know. I just feel like she'd be stupid and oblivious to it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, because she really doesn't realize any of like the feelings that any of these people are getting. And I love it how I think my favorite side character is probably actually the maid, because she just like
deals with
she's
it,
just
like,
there.
why?
She knows like, everything that Katarina's doing, and she looks so done at times.
She's just like, really, ma'am? Do you have to grow vegetables again? Do I have to be here? Can I like go home and take a nap? Like that's all I want to do.
And it's like she knew, like when Katarina was like bothering Keith about like the whole like, you met her, what did you do? And you know how she was just like, I think Keith's had enough.
Yep.
She's just like there, and she sees everything. I just love it. It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. The maid, yeah, maid and mom, they're definitely good side characters. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I guess that's really, I guess that's it, right?
I think that's
I think
about
that's
it. Yeah.
that's the progression, the new.
Oh, she does become friends with what you call it? Because Maria becomes friends with, Katerina. She does become
Oh,
friends with Mary Hunt and with
yes.
Sophia.
Yeah.
And they actually, before they even went on like their one day off, they were all together. It was really cute. They were all eating sweets. And I remember they were like saying, we should all get together sometime, when we're off of work and when we're off of school and stuff like that, and do something. And then no, that's when Maria's like, I can't because I go to my house, back to my hometown on days off. Like, we'll just plan it some other time. And I love when she also asked to see how love was progressing between everybody, all the guys. She asked Maria, Mary, and Sophia all um if who do they love, and they all came out with I love you.
Yeah. Yep. She's unintentionally ruining their love lives, but it happens.
But yeah, but I think with that's it.
Yep. All right. Well, you know what? I'm ecstatic to see what happens in these next couple episodes. I think the next one, I think they go on like summer vacation or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Okay.
Yep.
So that should be fun because those episodes are always fun. Like the camping, the summer vacation, those are always the episode where something hits the fan and it's going to be glorious. It's always one of those moments, I feel. It's always these episodes. So definitely look forward to that. I hope you enjoyed our next conversation or this one. Whatever. I don't know. Words, they don't make sense to me sometimes. I hope you enjoyed. You can always find us mainly on Twitter. You can follow me at cookingkoala2_0 and Wintie. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Yuki Hanabi X on Twitter and on YouTube. Check me out. I make AMVs.
She does. I'll link everything below to make it easier for you. And anything else that we discussed in this episode will also be down in the description, so you can easily find links to everything. If you let us know how you like
Words. What are they?
Words. What? English? I don't know. If you enjoyed, let us know. Share your thoughts. Let us have a conversation. If you have any questions, definitely let us know. Um, Obviously, we want to start doing a game. If I would say after this anime. So definitely let us know if you have suggestions. I think we were thinking Code Realize, but
Yeah.
if anyone has suggestions, we're always looking for suggestions. So, or if you have something you want to recommend, so definitely let us know. Um, and then we'll see you next time.
Finest.
Bye.